Hi, my name is Pip Coombs. This is my debut novel, The Hunted. This is the first book in the Phoenix series, and in this series of videos, what I thought I would do is take you through the process of getting and choosing cover art for book number 2. At the end of these videos, I will reveal the cover title and the book title. If you've actually read The Hunted, you will already know what the title is for book 2, as it's in the very back of the book. Now, I will link the other videos in this series below so that you can check them out, and hopefully you will also subscribe to this channel. This is video number 2 in the series about cover design for the second book of the Phoenix series. It is September the 11th, and yesterday when I was at work, I received an email from my cover designer sending me the first 3 ideas she had for cover number 2. Now, in cover number 1 for The Hunted, there is an eagle you can see coming out of this kind of inky design here. And as I said, I debated whether we stick with the green or go for the colors, and that I wanted a different animal for each book, and that I needed the link between the 6 seasons of Lanhydrolia and the 6 spines of the book. So she sent me 3 color options, and I was thinking I'm gonna, just concentrate on my work stuff and not look at this, and then 3 colors flash up and I went, oh, I wonder what that is. So I'm going to show you a little bit of what I saw yesterday and take you through the process that I'm in now. So I'm just going to cover half of my email because I'm paranoid. But so this is all I could see when I opened up from work yesterday. So you can see yellow, purple and orange, and you can half see the cover design, and I got all excited, so I couldn't ignore that. And then that sent me down the pathway of what looks good next to that. So where I'm at now is trying to decide what is the best color to go beside the green one. So I love the idea of having a rainbow color of books on the bookshelf, but given that we started with green, that ship has already sailed. And really, I don't think that we can, because we start with the spring season. It really needs to be, something along the lines of green. And I think that the book that's going to be represented with summer on the spine really needs to be a warmer color. So the second book in the series is going to have the gale season on the side. So I need to think, and then it's summer. So I need to think whatever color I choose for this one then has to be able to lead correctly into a warmer color for the next book. I did a lot of this yesterday at work, just sitting there playing with the colors, and today I'm back to liking yellow a little bit more. But it has to be the right shade of yellow, and then I'm wondering if yellow is actually going to print well and look good on a book, or whether you just kind of lose it in the shelf. I don't know. So some things to think about. One of the things I've been doing a lot since yesterday is sort of Googling the spines of different books and having a look at color wheels and primary colors and secondary colors and what are complementary colors, to try and figure out what is going to be the best match for a green book beside it. I've also been looking at like a tone of different spines, so like if it's more of a bright red versus a duller red, and looking at when it's not done in a rainbow pattern. So I do love the idea of having the books set up on the shelf like a rainbow, but given that we've started with green, that ship has kind of sailed. I've also got to consider it's going to be relevant to the season that's on the spine. So the first one is spring, so it really had to be green or something along those lines. The second book is gale season, third book is going to be summer, and then the fourth book is fall or autumn. So, really, I think for summer and autumn, you kind of need those warmer colors. It would be a bit weird, I think, to have a cool color like purple or blue as the book's cover for that, but I don't know. I'll see if I change my mind down the track. But it's really, for me, more about how it looks as a cohesive series on the spine when you put them all side by side each other. And so I like this image because there's lots of different tones of greens and yellows and oranges and blues and reds, and they're all kind of mixed in together because they always look really awesome when you find like a perfect rainbow. But like I said, it's not going to be a perfect rainbow, so I've got to work out what is the best color to grade through to, and how to establish the right tone. And I think because, you know, this is not a super bright green, it's a very particular type of green, I have to get just the right color to flow beside it. And the other thing I've got to consider is that if the next book is summer and it's going to be a warmer color, what is a nice transitional color from green to whatever possible warmer option choice I go for? So I don't have to decide the third book's color now, but I have to keep in mind that it is going to be probably a warmer color. And so if, for example, if I go for like a blue and it's green blue, that'll look fine. But then if I transition suddenly to red, does that look good? Does that look not so good? And then how do I plan to potentially have that color spread across the shelves across the 6 books? Do I do like a weird inverted rainbow? Like, do I start from green in the rainbow and then flick back around and go to the other half of the rainbow? Like, how do I do this so that it's a graded color choice? So it's actually quite a lot to think about. And you know, like my initial reaction yesterday, I opened it up and I was like, oh, I love the yellow one. And then I didn't like the orange one when I first looked at it. And then I was like, you know what? After I've looked at this for about 20 minutes, I think the orange one I actually really like, because even though initially I didn't like the serpent as much, then I looked at the yellow one and I thought that snake looked a bit more wimpy. And I kind of wanted to be a badass serpent, but you kind of also like don't want it to be too much for the cover. And then you've got to look at the color. And then this morning I like the yellow one again, but then I know that it's the wrong shade of yellow. And obviously this is just the starting out point. We've got to then experiment with what tone of color, but it's more about, look, these are some color options that I thought might be good, and where do we go from here? How do you like the snake? What do you want the snake to do? All of those sorts of things. And this is where I think it's sometimes worth paying a little bit more for your cover design, because you can have more control over it. And it is really a big decision. So because it's a series and because I want the colors to flow right, it's going to drive me crazy if it's the wrong color, or if it doesn't flow right, or if it's the wrong tone of color and you print it and you put it beside it and it looks rubbish. It's going to drive me crazy. So I think probably, given that I'm maybe more fussy than other people about what they want, maybe it's probably a better thing that I pay a little bit more for my cover art. I know I could potentially get like buy in bulk from is it 8 pages or something along those lines off the top of my head, and get a like a bulk discount on multiple covers. But I really want to have the control, and I want to be able to do the feedback, and to be able to drive your designer crazy with stuff like that, you need to be able to pay for that. So unfortunately, that is life, and I just have to accept that I'm annoying like that, and that is probably a side effect of being the child of an architect and interior designer. So those sorts of things, and the importance of color and the importance of tone, have been shoved down my throat for a long time, which is part of the reason why I have really boldly colored feature walls, because I was never allowed them as a child because it was too much. And so when I had my own house, I was like, oh, this is happening. And also, this is my niece's room and she wanted pink. But what I've got to decide, and I think I'm going to have to sit on it for a couple of days, and I'm probably going to go back and forth about 1 billion times, is what color goes well. Because everyone, like my friends and family that I showed the color to, initially thought that they liked the either the purple color or the orange color. When I put the orange beside the green, so I did a lot of like one image side by side yesterday, playing with that, and I think tonally the orange is not right, but I worry that if you've got a green and an orange book beside each other, it looks a little bit Christmassy. I worry that if you've got a green book and a yellow book beside each other, it looks a bit Australian because we're green and gold, but I don't know if that's a bad thing, but I don't know. And also then I wonder if the yellow is going to pop enough. I think it would have to be a bit more of a dirty yellow to kind of pop, but then I don't know if I'd like that. And then the purple I like, but then it's got to transition well through the warmer phases, and then you've got to pick things like the serpent, and there's so many choices to make. This is so hard. See, as soon as I look at the green and the yellow together, I think green and gold Australia colors. I can't suppress that. I like that combination of the purple and the green, but got to think about the transition into the warmer seasons, and then what are you going to do at the end when you, presumably if you go red and orange for summer and fall, then presumably you're going to go cooler colors for winter. How that's going to look. Is it kind of like a reverse rainbow? And the orange, as soon as I put it aside, I think Christmas. I don't know if I could do green and orange. I don't know. I don't think I can. But I like that serpent. Thank you so much for staying with me so far and for watching this video about the cover design process for book number 2 of the Phoenix series. The other videos in the series will have their links below in the description box. Don't forget to check them out, and please let me know in the comments below what you think, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel.